My blessings and love to you all. I am Aaron. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you today. Last month I spoke about the three kayas and staying connected with the pure heart, but without fear of jumping off into and attending the world, without fear of connecting into the world. Sometimes it's not fear of connecting, but really forgetting that you can never lose this space of divine consciousness within. You think you lose it, but you can't truly lose it. I promise some suggestions on how to come back into that space. In those times when the world has just gotten to be too much for you. When you're constantly rushing around doing this, fixing that, and it seems that the need is never ending. The need is never ending. Can you really do more if you let go of the essence of it being and it become another lost soul screaming for help? I spoke last month of the Sambhogakaya, or wealth body, the bridge between the divine and the outside mundane world. When we think of a bridge, we think of the whole span of the bridge, and it doesn't matter whether you're here or here or here on the bridge. But it does matter. The closer you are to the Dharmakaya side of the bridge, to the awakened heart, awakened consciousness, the more stable you are as you walk across. Think of it as walking out of a very warm, well-heated house on a bitter winter day. There's a long vestibule. You step through the inner door, and immediately it's cooler. But you're not freezing yet. You walk, and you walk, and you walk. 100-yard hallway. The outer door is open. You begin to feel the cold. Perhaps there's something you must do right at the end of the hallway. Last month I used the image of the person who had fallen in the river and needed to be rescued. Well, here's somebody at the end of the hallway shouting for help. You don't pay too much attention to the cold. You walk down there and you do what is needed for that person. Are you going to sit there shivering together at the end of the hallway? Let's pretend it's a child who has fallen and skinned his knees. He hurts, he's bleeding, he's afraid, and he's shivering. You're going to pick him up and carry him back toward the warmth. Why would you stay at the end of the hallway by the open door where the winds are screeching and the sleet pouring in? Come back to the warmth. Some of you have the idea that you can only serve in the world if you jump through that further doorway, so as to suffer with those who are out there suffering. Your suffering does not help anybody. It only adds to the suffering in the world. Come home. Come home. The first step is to remember, repeatedly to remember. I can come home. I choose to come home. And also to recognize when you start to feel dispersed, fragmented, lost from that pure heart. Know when you're losing touch with it. Stop. Time to come home. And coming home can be as simple as breathing in. I am aware of fragmentation, contraction, and fear. Breathing out, I hold loving space for these experiences. I re-enter the heart of love. I choose to re-enter the heart of love. Maybe you're in a conversation with someone who has very opposing views to you. And he is becoming very angry, starting to flail his arms around and grimace with anger in his face, using crude words, and you feel yourself being sucked into his anger. I choose to stay connected to love. Only love can heal. Fear cannot heal. I choose to stay connected to love. So intention in this way is a vital part of the training. Remembering to keep reconnecting to your intention. Trust in your ability to come back to the pure heart is another part of this. However many times you have fallen off the edge of the hallway and into the blizzard, freezing and needing to scream for help, forget that. And remember, I have the capacity to return home. I'd like you to visualize something with me. Maybe we'll call it a very short meditation. Imagine yourself sitting in what I am calling the Dharmakaya, the unconditioned, the divine or Christ consciousness. And imagine it as a mouth, a beautiful cavern of magnificent colors, lights, beautiful melodies playing. Imagine yourself sitting right in the doorway as the divine breath breathes itself out. We may remember the lines from the Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the divine breath. Feel that breath. And with that breath, the creation of the world. You move out with that breath. But my dear ones, what exhales also inhales. Come back home. Come back home. Why would you have need to do otherwise? So the second part of the mindfulness is to begin to watch where the places where you forget to come home. Is there an I should? There's so much pain. I should stay out there, no matter how distracted I am becoming. Is there some kind of a martyr complex in you? Something that only feels I am doing good if I am in pain? That doesn't make sense to me. You are love and you are loved. There is no reason for you to suffer, and your suffering does not benefit others. Quite the contrary, you're modeling non-suffering is what helps others most. And then drawing the breath back in, coming back into the divine heart and knowing, yes, I am home. Practice with it until you can flow out easily and flow back. Flow out and flow back. You can learn how to do this. It's not hard. Learn how it feels to rest in that space just at the doorway of the Dharmakaya. The beginning of that bridge, feeling radiating light around, high energy, the heart open with love, joy, and connection. You may have to do this first just silently in your meditation until it becomes a stable resting place. Then as you venture further out into the world, begin to notice that the further you come from that divine heart, the shakier it gets. Go only as far as you feel comfortable. And come home. And again another day. Come home. Gradually you will begin to find yourself more comfortable venturing further out. Yes, there is enormous suffering in the world. But as my earlier image, if you would jump off the shore into a raging river to save somebody, and your rope lets you run 100 yards downstream, it's likely going to be beyond your capacity to come back. I am not suggesting that you work from fear, but from wisdom that knows your present capacity and then is able to keep expanding that capacity. Eventually, yes, you'll be able to simply swim your way back up the 100 yards of river without the rope. But for now, know what is real for you, what you are capable of, and give yourself a practice at doing it successfully without losing this pure heart, without losing the radiance and love. I will pause here. We'll pick this up again next month. I'm on a roll here. Much to add to this. Thank you for your attention.